Hello, today is Monday, October 7th, and your homework this evening is to copy down the notes on page 20 in your interactive notebook on the plot structure diagram that I gave to you on Friday or in second period today. So I'm going to load this up a little bit more so that you can see each part. This is the top of your notebook. So plot is described as the organized pattern or sequence of events that make up a story. It shows the arrangement of events and actions within a story. Again, remember you can pause the video to make sure that you are writing everything down. Okay, we're going to go back to the beginning to the exposition. The exposition of a story is the introduction to the story, its background information, introduction to your characters and the setting, which can be time and place. It can be the weather, the season. Then we have our characters, our protagonist versus antagonist. So protagonist, the definition's down here. Protagonist is the main character in the story, the one whom the reader identifies, not necessarily quote-unquote good. It's not a good guy. It's the character who's the main character in the story. And then we have the antagonist, and the definition is down here. This is the force in opposition of the protagonist. This character is not necessarily bad or evil, but he or she opposes the protagonist in a significant way. In other words, they are against the antagonist. Not a bad guy, just against or opposing the protagonist. All right, the inciting incident, I had to write that here on the line, introduces conflict into the story. And conflict is defined as the struggle between opposing forces. Once we have the conflict introduced, we've been introduced to our characters, we have the rising action of the story. And these are all significant events. This is where the tension is rising. Once the conflict is introduced, events develop with each significant event moving the plot toward the climax. The climax of our story is the moment of greatest tension. It's the turning point of the story where a character might face a choice that they have to make. Once that moment has passed, then we have the falling action. The falling action is when the tension eases. Events show how the main character begins to resolve the conflict. And then we have the resolution, which the conflict is resolved, loose ends are tied up. It's not necessarily a happy ending, however. It is an ending to the story. And then we have the theme. Theme is the central message about life that the author wants us to learn. To find the theme in a story, you're going to ask yourself, what lesson about life is the author wanting to teach me? Or, what is the author saying about the world we live in, or how life works, or how people behave? And that will help you find your theme. Now, on the back side of page 19, towards the bottom, I want you to add a couple of things. Or, if you need to, and you use that for the bee in the bottle, you can actually write it right here on the outside, the back side of your plot diagram. Okay? So these are a few definitions that you'll need. So suspense is an intense feeling the reader gets while waiting for the outcome of certain events. Foreshadowing is a hint or a clue about what will happen in the story. It's implicit, meaning it is not written in the text. You have to infer. And then flashback is an interruption of the action to present events, usually significant, that happened in the past. And then a symbol is an object or image used to represent or stand for something beyond itself. And those are the definitions that you'll need for your interactive notebook, and we will use these tomorrow as we go through our story, Thank You Ma'am, in our springboard text. Hope you guys have a great evening, and we'll see you tomorrow.